Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a quick update on Wonder Woman, but before we do, we're going to go into Matthew 6, verse 14 says, "If you forgive others of their wrongdoing towards you, your heavenly Father will forgive you of your wrongdoings towards him. But if you don't, your Father will not do the same for you." Forgiveness. The word literally means to give in spite of, like as in forego. So, if you think about Wonder Woman and what she encapsulates, Wonder Woman said, "It's not what people deserve, it's what you believe." In other words, Wonder Woman believes that justice involves mercy. And in the Bible it says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." And us as people, the more you forgive other people, think about this now, and the more you embrace loving people, is the more free you are not to think about people who owe you things, who have done you wrong, and you should repay them wrong. See, justice in Batman's eyes is about making sure that the criminals get convicted and put away, and if somebody does some wrong, they are punished. There is no mercy with Batman. But with Wonder Woman, there is mercy. She looks at the bigger picture. She looks at her purpose. Her purpose is to show people love. It's not to fight battles and beat people up. It's to show people love. That's what Wonder Woman at the core of her being and the purpose of the Amazons was in the first place. So, if you can live a life of love, you're going to be the most free person in the world. Your mind's going to be clear. You're going to have no problems. You'll be walking around with a free conscience. And that's an awesome thing. And you know what's interesting about Wonder Woman, besides it being aspirational, is that it really touched the hearts of a lot of people. This is why its box office is doing so crazy. And let's get into the box office right now. So the box office of Wonder Woman, as of today, July 30th, is estimated to be at $395,443,706, which is very, very high. Okay? It is doing extremely well at the box office. You can always go and check out Steve Mendelsohn's take on it, because he's highly impressed by this movie. Now, while the domestic estimate for the box office is that figure, the worldwide estimate for the box office that you see there is not accurate. I'll tell you why. When you look at the foreign box office right here, this figure has been that figure since Monday of last week. So that needle didn't move, and that needle needs to move, which means, I'm telling you, they haven't factored in the foreign box office yet for this movie. Okay? So $786,043,706 is not the accurate figure for this movie. The foreign box office has to be factored into the equation. Okay? So when I start talking about worldwide box office, remember the figure is actually higher than this figure here. Alright, let's go into, therefore, where it stands in all-time domestic box office without inflation, right? So Wonder Woman now stands at a position of 27th highest domestic box office ever. Alright? It's ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, that happened a long time ago, and it's chasing down Frozen. And it's no longer a question of whether or not Wonder Woman will make $400 million. That's foregone conclusion. It's going to do that. But what is the question now is, how far away from $400 million will Wonder Woman go? In fact, Wonder Woman is progressing and has surpassed Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. It is actually doing tremendously better than Spider-Man was doing at the time at the box office. So that's crazy. Of course, not barring inflation. And that means that it's not a question of whether Wonder Woman will overtake Spider-Man. It's when will Wonder Woman overtake Spider-Man to become the #1 superhero origin movie. That's the question now. Okay? It does not matter how many theaters drop each week, and generally they drop at a normal rate, so it's not a big deal. What really matters right now is, because this movie, think about it, and again, Steve Mendelsohn's article, you should go check it out. No matter what movie came into the box office this year, it didn't matter if it was a great movie. We had Despicable Me 3, which is doing very well at the box office. Didn't phase Wonder Woman. We had Spider-Man Homecoming that came out. Really good movie. Didn't phase Wonder Woman. We had Planet of the Apes that came out. Didn't phase Wonder Woman. That movie been performing good at the box office regardless of who comes to show up at the box office. This movie's on a tracking. It's on a pacing that is really, really high. Okay, it's just doing what it's do. It's doing what it do, as they say. So it's really, really impressive. So it's no longer a question of whether it will overtake Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. At this rate it's going at, where I heard it's the lowest Friday to Friday drop it has had. And also, not only that, but it's got ridiculous legs. Okay. Because of that, we know as a fact that this movie will pass Spider-Man. Now I can say it almost definitively. It will pass Spider-Man. But when, I don't know. It could be this week. It could be next week. All right. But it will pass Spider-Man. All right. This is week number 9, by the way. So that is in terms of domestic box office. How far this movie, Sam Ellison's looking at the most positive, the most glass ceiling. And he's saying it probably could catch up to Toy Story 3 at this rate it's going. He's being as highly optimistic. He's saying it's probably improbable, but every time he says something's improbable, they have to reset the they got to reset the clock for Wonder Woman. Okay, so that he's looking at Toy Story 3. Okay, which I don't know, man. We'll see, and we may have to reset the clock on that one too. In terms of worldwide grosses, as I said before, the figure is undervalued. It's not exactly where it should be. We can see that Wonder Woman is currently at the 69th position. It's overtaken Spider-Man 2 and Deadpool. All of that happened this week. And probably will overtake Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. If not today, tomorrow for sure. Here's the other interesting thing. Remember I said that these numbers are undervalued. I projected that it's going to gross in above $790 million, which I'm pretty sure it did. But obviously, because how do I know this? Well, I know how hot this movie is in my country. I know how hot I've been talking to people in feedback, and it's a very hot movie in some of the big demographics like the UK, like Brazil. It's a hot item right now. So I don't think that those markets are closed right now. Wonder Woman's still showing in them. So there's no way this movie hasn't grossed in a couple more $1 million worldwide. I just think they just haven't got the numbers in on that. They freeze those numbers since Monday of last week. Okay? Those numbers have been frozen. That makes no sense to me. Alright? So they have to update the international as well. So this figure here, 786 million? Nah. It's above that. It's above that. It's past. I'm pretty sure it passed Fast Furious 6. I'm sure it passed Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's somewhere near E.T. Alright? It's somewhere near E.T. I'm saying this because there are two things you have to bear in mind with Wonder Woman right now. If they're going to do an Oscar run, that means they're going to play the movie in cinemas again come in the fall. Alright? That's one. Two, the Japanese market hasn't even opened yet for Wonder Woman. And if the Japanese market even makes $6 million, that's the lowest end of the spectrum. If it even makes $6 million, this thing goes over $800 million. So it's not about whether it goes over $800 million or not either. Because this movie it's coming to the end of its run, but it's still got a long ways to go before it even stops ticking over some money. It's very clear to me. So what I'm going to say is, look how far Despicable Me 3 is. Despicable Me 3 is already at $819 million. That's really crazy. But anyway, my point is that when it comes to this movie, it's a guarantee it's going to pass $400 million. And it's a guarantee it's going to pass $800 million. The question now is, will it gross in enough money to pass Sam Raimi's Spider-Man? And I say highly likely it will do that. And also, will it pass $810 million and reach where I thought it would reach, which would be $814 million. So I think it'll be somewhere where Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is. This is a conservative figure, of course. It could get past Spider-Man. Who knows? You just never know with this movie. It's defying the odds every single day. So we'll see how far it goes. But as of now, Wonder Woman is just an extraordinary movie. And we're looking forward to seeing how much more money it can gross. All in all, that is. And definitely this is an Oscar This should be an Oscar-nominated movie. That Warner Brothers should definitely push for this movie to be Oscar-nominated. It's a unique movie. It's a one-of-a-kind movie. It's a historic movie. So, by all means, just imagine what the sequel to Wonder Woman, I mean, with Patty Jenkins at the helm, Gal Gadot there, just imagine what the sequel will earn in box office. I'm just saying. On that note, if you don't realize that Wonder Woman is DC's most valuable franchise right now, and if you haven't realized yet that Wonder Woman is the queen of superheroes. When I mean queen, I mean the ultimate top queen. I mean higher than any king of superheroes. There ain't no king of superheroes right now. Wonder Woman runs the show. She's the boss. If you haven't realized that by now, well, you will, because the box office will speak for itself, and it will let you know. Debut of this character, origin film, and it looks like Wonder Woman is going to be the #1 superhero origin movie of all time. You guys have a great one.